Hello, good morning, and welcome in. You are tuned into the Esoteric Guidance. I almost said the old name again. You are tuned into Esoteric Guidance, and my name is Nehru. Um, we're going to continue with our What's Your Aura? And the section that we're currently going through is recognizing when your aura is in its sun and its moon sign and or shadow. And yeah. So I was meditating this morning. I'm going to share a couple of things before we get started. So just take a walk with me. Um, so during the night, some interesting journeys, dreams, experiences. Um, so I was in the gentleman that I'm renting from. His name is Aaron. I was in his vehicle, one of their vehicles. As I mentioned the other day, one of them was towed away. He told me when I got here 11 months ago to Tucson, Arizona, that he had been calling to have this vehicle picked up and they would not come and get it. And then on 7/18, they finally showed up to get it. And so something has been going on for 11 years or 11 months, could be 11. Yeah, one of those. 11 day or 11 years, could be 11 days, 11 days, 11. I doubt if it's that short, but it could be. It could be associated with something, an enlightenment or a download that you've gotten. But 11 years ago for me, I started dialysis. Okay, and again, that was brought on by witchcraft. Okay, it was a rare autoimmune virus called IgG4 nephropathy. This is the third time I'm looking at Echo. This is the third time that I've seen Vice President Harris's face on the screen this morning. There's something going on with her. Okay, I actually was mistakenly in my mind calling her Pamela, but that's not her name. Okay, it's Camila. Okay. So there could be something about a Camila, whether it's spelled the way that she spells it or the way that it's spelled in Latin or Spanish cultures, which is a Cami. Okay. So, yeah, I know a Camila. And a Camila that I know is associated with a Scorpio, with all of the Scorpios actually. She lived with, if you recall, if you've listened to any of the previous videos, I've mentioned Sam and Justina, who are the parents of Noah, Raphael, and Levi. Okay, very significant names. They are also the daughter of Madison, who I mentioned earlier. They have another son or daughter who was born recently, I do not know their name, and I say recently, the last 3 years, because I disconnected from the religious organization through which I met them in 2022. But when I was meditating, one of the things I was going to mention, and that was just a reminder to see her face again on the screen, was when I was meditating, I opened my eyes twice during that meditation, and both times her face was on the screen. So there is something in regards to her. Okay, the vice presidency or what have you. Okay, one of the things that I tremendously dislike about brown people, we will jump on a fucking bandwagon because somebody is the same color as we are. Okay, and this is systemic racism against others at its core. I will never support someone because they are the same color as I am, same skin color, okay, that I was birthed with this lifetime or any lifetime, okay? I am neither Republican or Democrat. I am independent, Okay, and I vote based on my intuition. I do not vote based on the names that are on the ballot. Okay, if you do not know that by now, you do not have to vote for the names that are on the ballot. You can write another name. You can write Mickey Mouse on the ballot if you want to. Okay, so there's something specifically and unique at this point in time about her. Obviously, she's very well connected in the Democratic circle party and blah 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 blah, right? And But many people, just like Terrence Howard, many people support these individuals. Oprah Winfrey, many Sean Combs, people support these individuals because they are brown. That is the most simplistic and most dumbass reason to support somebody, is because of their skin tone. That's like supporting Hitler just because he was Caucasian. That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Okay? And putting it very, very plainly, that is the dumbest reason to support someone. Okay? Again, I will never be a part of a racially focused organization. I will never be a part of the NAACP. I will never be a part of Black Entrepreneurs of America. I will never be a part of these organizations because they are discriminative in their name alone. They are discriminating. Okay? Places like St. Jude's Hospital speak to my heart. Why? Because they accept every race. Okay? They do not distinguish themselves as helping just one particular race of people. Again, there's something about Kamala Harris, okay? Today, we also know that we are in the second full moon in Capricorn, which is unique, okay? Again, it's 8:04, 84 degrees. And it was 7:07 on the timer when I looked down. So when we're making these choices, people, when we're talking about our aura, and we're talking about recognizing other people's aura, okay? Base your decisions on that. Who your friends are, who your foes are, base it on that. Do not base it on their skin tone. Because I tell you, if you do, you're going to be disappointed. I'm reminded of Dr. King's part of his I Have a Dream speech. Not by the color of your skin, but by the content of your character. By the content of your character, may you be known. My left ear is buzzing big time. 8 minutes exactly. By the content of your character. What is the person's character? If you are not intuitive enough to see that, do not make a decision about them. You wait. You wait. Okay? Also, there's something about a spiritual advisor. I don't know who Biden's spiritual advisor is, if he has one. Trump's spiritual advisor is or was Paula White, right? Paula White. I don't know what she does or what her beliefs are. I do, from what little bit I understand, is she's also one of those individuals that preaches a prosperity gospel. Give to me and you will be blessed. Again, Alexa, what is a spiritual bottom feeder?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, a bottom feeder is a person who likely has very low morals or personal standards and typically thrives on negativity and hurtful feelings or situations.
Alexa, what is a spiritual bottom feeder?
A spiritual bottom feeder is a person who engages in manipulative or exploitative behavior for personal gain, often in a spiritual or emotional context. They may use their connections or positions of power to take advantage of others, often leaving them feeling drained or manipulated. This term is often used to describe individuals who engage in predatory or exploitative behavior within spiritual or healing communities.
So there you go, Paula White. So yeah, okay. 10 minutes exactly when I gazed over at the timer on the video. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started with, let me make sure there's nothing else that I need to share at this time. Yeah, so let me go ahead and while I do that, wait for any other downloads from Highest Divine White Light. Let me also speak of today is the second full moon in Capricorn for this year. Again, that's not a regular occurrence. Okay, most zodiac signs have one full moon within each cycle, within each of the zodiac cycles, each and every year. Okay, we had the strawberry moon in June 21st. That was the beginning of the summer solstice. And that was the longest day of the year. It's 8:08 on the clock. 8:08. Okay? That number is extremely significant, and my leg just jumped. So, my left leg. So, this moon is also called the buck moon. This full moon today, okay, that we will be experiencing tonight, that the other part of the earth is experiencing currently. Okay? The buck moon. It is bringing in karma and divine timing for this karma. 11:44 on the timer. Okay? So, there's something about a strange death also. The song that I got up with this morning was Anita Baker giving you the best that I've got. Okay? And this song talks about and to summarize the song, you can listen to it. I might include a link in the video, but it talks about giving someone the best that they've got because they've come out of a place of desiring this for a long time. Okay. It talks about not caring what other people think. Okay. One of the phrases that I'm thinking of now is, when the weary mind is restless and you bear the weight of all that has to be my something, you can lean on me, and together we can calm the stormy seas with love so strong and so something. Okay? I tell you now, I've made a vow. I'm giving you the best that I've got. Okay? Again, Anita Baker, very popular singer in the 80s. Her prime time was in the 80s and early 90s. Okay? She's a soulful singer. Alexa, when is Anita Baker's birthday?
Anita Baker's birthday is on January 26th.
Okay. All right. So Anita Baker, January 26, 1958. Okay. 58 or 85 might be significant for you as well. You might know someone whose name is Anita or Baker, or you might be a baker. Okay. All right. So I'll stop there, and we'll save the other notes for another collective reading. So let's get going with our aura. Again, thank you so much for walking with me. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue. We are on the next 4 crystals, I believe. And again, understanding your light and dark side, and recognizing when you are in the light or north node or south node of your aura. Okay, so let's get started. Again, this is What's My Aura by Mystic Mishala. Okay, here. Indigo auras are thoughtful, analytical energies who enjoy deep talks and meaningful, authentic exchanges. Empathy is their superpower. Indigo auras can feel others' feelings as strongly as their own, and they can travel deep within the pain bodies, places in the body where significant traumas are held, of anyone who comes into their energetic field. While people aren't always aware of their own pain, indigo auras can find it difficult to ignore what is so plain to them. The fear of saying something that might be construed as socially inappropriate, or that the other person isn't ready to hear, can cause suffering in the indigo aura. Okay, so I have a couple of examples about this. I'll finish the paragraph and I'll share those examples. The pain they so quickly gravitate toward in another can thus become their own, creating a strong imbalance in the indigo aura. So it's important that you cleanse out your energy, empaths. When they don't feel free to say what they know to be true to facilitate healing, they can become stifled and stuck and end up avoiding situations in which they may feel the same way. The indigo aura can become reclusive, creating worlds in which isolation is preferable to feeling as if they are not allowed to fix the things they know are broken in others. Indigo auras who are balanced see that they need outlets to freely speak to the energy they pick up in another. That's why this channel was, in part, why this channel was created. It was 1707 on the timer. Professions and contexts such as therapy, specialized instruction, or simply an honest conversation are where indigo auras feel most comfortable. When the indigo aura realizes they can create contexts in which their ability to pick up and speak to the pain they feel in others is heard and valued, they feel purposeful and whole. Okay, so I'm going to give a couple of examples about my own. Again, I like using myself as often as possible because that's the purest example anyone could ever give. Hopefully they're honest about that example, okay? Or the stories. So I remember there are a couple of times that come to mind when I could feel myself stepping outside of this physical body to share some type of information with someone at a poignant time, okay, at an epicenter point in their life. We defined epicenter the other day, okay, a spiritual epicenter, okay. That is the center point at which an earthquake is said to be, okay, the middle epicenter, where all the action is, okay. And so one of these times, a couple of these times actually, more than a couple, was at the Rock of Central Florida, where I spent 20 years. That place is located in Sanford, Florida, for our newer listeners. And at the Rock of Central Florida, I remember there's a woman there whose name is, I can't remember, but she was married to a gentleman who was a former pro bodybuilder. He was a hilarious guy. His name is Mike. Mike or Michael might be significant for you. Anyway, Dawn. Thank you, highest divine white light. Confirmation with the dog bark. Her name is Dawn, D-A-W-N. And Dawn was sitting on the front row. I was sitting on the second row. And but across the aisle from me, and I knew Holy Spirit. We were standing up, I don't know, singing, praying, something, I don't know. And Holy Spirit specifically guided me over there to speak to her. And at this time, Mike was no longer a part of the house or had decided to stop coming to that place. Okay, so they were going through whatever they were going through. I was unaware of whatever specifics. But I stepped outside of my physical body and I went over to stand in front of her. Now, I did this physically, but energetically, I was stepping outside of the body, okay? And she had her eyes closed. And then when she opened her eyes, I was standing there and she told me that I startled her, which was not obviously my purpose. And this is in the middle of service, okay? In the middle of service. It was 29:29 or 20:29 on the timer. This is in the middle of service. It's 8:18 on the timer. And I told her whatever words highest divine white light had to share with me. And she told me how poignant those words were and how true they were. Okay? Another time, Stephen Lee Parker, the senior minister at the Rock of Central Florida, who's getting ready to deliver yet another religious message, if he's not already. And he had been diagnosed with cancer. Okay, 21:11 on the timer. And he was sharing with us this diagnosis on one particular Sunday. And I stood up I raised my hand. I said, Steve, can I share something? And so he said, yeah. So I went up there, he gave me the microphone, and I shared with him how I said, Steve, I said, we can heal ourselves. I said, we can manifest healing in our bodies. I said, I did this for 21 days. I said, I did not need dialysis, that I was just there to socialize. And again, for those of you who do not know that journey, again, dialysis started on 2/15 of 2003, or 13, 2013. There might be something significant about 2003. I got out of the military after 8 years of service in 2003. And very close, I'm just now seeing this, very close to that same ETS date, almost exactly 10 years later, I started dialysis. My ETS date is 2/25/03. I started dialysis 2/15/2013. Okay, synchronicities. And so that's the same zodiac sign. So I shared with him that, and I said, you can manifest this. We can heal ourselves. Okay? His son Joshua, I was walking back to my seat, and his son Joshua came up to the front and he gave me a hug. And I don't know how long we hugged, but I kept telling him, I love you. That's what I kept telling Joshua. It's 23 minutes exactly when I looked down at the timer. Okay? I love you. I love you. I love you. That's what I kept telling Joshua. And I don't know how long we hugged. It seemed like it was a minute. It certainly was not that long. It might have been 10 seconds. But it seemed like it was longer. Okay? So, yeah. Okay? So then, I don't know how long after that, he got the update that he was cancer free. Okay? Right? I don't know if that's going to be what returns to him for forsaking an earth angel. Okay? I don't know. We shall see. Again, we will witness the fall of the karmics, those transgressors who have now become the Nephilim. We will witness the downfall of them so long as we stay the course, so long as we stay faithful. Okay? So there's two examples of me recognizing the moment and stepping outside of myself. Okay? There was also something else I was going to mention here in regards to honest conversations. So empaths. Okay, thank you, highest divine white light. So empaths, I'm going to have to close this because it's already heating up. It's 85 degrees already at 8:22 in the morning. Empaths, it is so important that you protect your energy. Okay, so I can pick up on energies as I am an empath. Again, we all have multiple of these spiritual abilities, okay? Not just one. So if you're a healer, you are probably an alchemist, right? Because that's what healing is. Healing is taking something and turning it into something else. It's turning water to wine. Okay, that's what an alchemist is. All right. And I'm just moving the light so that, since I closed the window to keep out the heat. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue with our book. I feel like I'm taking an extra long time today. That might be something that's significant. Taking your time, something's taken a long time, something has taken a long time, or what have you. Okay, so let's continue with our pink aura. A healthy pink aura seems to own the universe. They are seen as inspirational, joyful beings who create a sensation of wonder and happiness for all who admire them. Okay, so I know a girl, she's a teenager today, and her favorite color is pink. She is, I'm going to say her external creative expression and even her look to a certain degree is that of Toni Braxton. Okay, so she's a brown-skinned girl. She has curly hair because she's multiracial. Okay, but she has brown skin but curly black hair. She has the darker, kind of thicker eyebrows, like Toni Braxton. Okay, but she could very much be that. She's extremely musically inclined. She loves music. She teaches herself songs on the piano or organ or whatever. Very, 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 just extremely creative, artsy. She just is. Okay. When I met her, and I was invited over to their house. Her room is all pink, unicorns and everything. It's pink. I don't know if that's still the case, but she definitely speaks to this type of wonder and happiness for all who admire them. Extremely, extremely creative, goofy, silly girl. Okay. Unfortunately, the people who adopted her, the couple that adopted her, they are narcissists. Okay, and so the mother and father were separated, and her disposition changed drastically whenever she would leave her mother's house and come and go to her father's house and come back. Extremely narcissistic. Okay, she's also a bully in her shadow energy. Okay, she bullied kids at school. She bullied teachers. She was a bully because they were not training her up, and perhaps still are not training her up in the way that she should go. Okay? Yeah. All right. One of her names, she has like 4 names. Okay. One of her names is Sarai, and it's spelled Sarai. Also, that could be Sarah. Okay? That could be a spelling for Sarah. All right? But that's who comes to mind when I think of the pink aura and the wonder and the happiness and the creativeness. Just off the chart. Okay? She was born on May 17th. May 17th. Okay. They are uniquely able to manifest worlds of their own design and invite people to enter them. Pink auras are incredible marketers, influencers, and entertainers. See, she has that gift in spades. I mean, she's I just hope that she can break away. I really do. Come on, Kelly Clarkson. Come on, Kelly Clarkson. Come on, Kelly Clarkson. Out of the darkness and into the sun. I won't forget all the something. Make a wish, take a chance, make a change, and break away. I hope at some point she's able to break away from the narcissistic people that are around her and that influence her. Today she's under the authority of her parents, unfortunately. Entertainers, because they create environments people flock to be a part of. People want to know more about their unique energy signature, and they spend a lot of time wondering what they will come up with next. When a pink aura is imbalanced, however, they can begin to shut out the shared reality necessary to exist in this society. Instead of understanding how they are perceived so that they can manage their lives on their own, they can give that power to another and focus on living in a perpetual fantasy. Pink auras can be manipulated and isolated by people who want to keep them under control rather than allow them space to evolve and grow. When they disassociate from reality, they can become angry and defensive when anyone wants to intervene on their behalf. And that is exactly what this girl's dark energy is. When she's in her shadow energy, she is snappy, she is rude, she's disrespectful, and this is a girl. I met her when she was 9 years old. And she was like this. I told her mother that, and her grandmother, I think, was there also, that is a spirit that takes over her from time to time, whenever. Okay, 32 on the timer, whenever. Okay. Pink auras can be stubborn, and when imbalanced, this quality becomes exaggerated. Pink auras come to understand that the thing the world tends to admire is often something the wrong kinds of people want to keep from them for themselves. The pink aura's journey to sovereignty is one that brings them the best world of all. A place where they can be exactly who they are without anyone else's influences getting in the way. Pink auras. And to that child, and anyone else whose main aura is pink, to that child, that teenager, my heart cries out for you. My heart cries out for you. Okay? She loves me or loved me genuinely, and I'm going to say more than she loved her own adopted father, or father that adoptee, how whatever that term is. Okay? Again, because children recognize, even when they're being controlled, children are of a purer nature than adults are, because they haven't had so long to work in the muck and mire. Okay? So yeah, my heart just goes out to her. Turquoise. A turquoise aura can handle any situation they can find themselves in due to their flowing and flexible nature. When balanced, the turquoise aura fields finds freedom in the ability to mindfully morph into new life, situations, opportunities, and environmental contexts. They tend to carry their happy, light energy into their foreign setting and find their bearings with ease. Because they know they are doing this, they can maintain their identity as they do so. The unbalanced turquoise aura, however, allows the world to shape them without their consent. Okay, so fitting into social norms, I once saw this picture that had a clove of olive or a clove of garlic. It was a clove of garlic, but there was one clove that was taken out and an orange slice was placed in, or a tangerine slice was placed in there. And it says, just because you fit doesn't mean you're meant to fit in. It's 8:33 on the timer. It's 86 degrees. That also breaks down to an 833. 86 breaks down to an 833, or could. Okay? They flow into situations and subconsciously take on the environment without realizing it. This leads them to feeling numb, confused about their goals, and lost as to what their life purpose is. The turquoise aura's beautiful ability to reflect energy to those who need to take a look at themselves becomes distorted and misused. So turquoise energies, you are a mirror to the soul. Turquoise energies, I'm getting mirror to the soul. Turquoise energies, you are a mirror to the spiritual soul. Okay? Again, that lends itself to some empathic abilities as well, but you are a mirror to the soul. They turn into the object of protection for the things that others do not wish to see. So, you are also exposure. Exposure is a mirror. You expose yourself. You look in the mirror. Right? Okay. Right. Turquoise auras can thus feel victimized, isolated, and completely ignored by the world they so readily adapt to. The turquoise aura can come to realize that they have control and power when they understand what their beautiful gift of energetic absorbency is for. To adapt to, not to be evaporated into. See that? Challenges, and to find the opportunities others don't see. And lastly, we are on to our orange energy and discovering the sun and shadow side of the orange aura. Again, this is your solar plexus, or sacral chakra energy. The world is for the taking, and the balanced orange aura understands this at the very core of their being. In their healthy glow, orange auras love to feel the vibrancy of the challenges that come up. Again, I closed the window for the heat, so it messes up the lighting and this particular light, because it's not, I don't know, it's like half energy coming into the RV or something. It's not like full energy, so the light is dimmed is what I mean, so it's not as bright as it could be. So I'm going to open up the window again, or curtain. Okay. In their healthy glow, orange auras love to feel the vibrancy of the challenges that come up as they seek their goals in life, and making new goals based on where they feel underestimated gives them even more energetic flow. Yeah, doubt me, right? That's a good attitude. Nothing succeeds like success. It doesn't say that, I'm saying that. The orange aura burns bright. However, and without checks and balances, they can become fatigued easily. You've heard that before? When an orange aura is unbalanced, they begin to rant instead of inspire, feel aggressive instead of reassuring, and become defensive instead of confident. This can cause feelings of doubt among the people surrounding them, the people they need to keep their mission moving forward, the people they need to help them keep their mission moving forward. Orange auras may start to have spurts of self-doubt, and because they aren't used to feeling these emotions regularly, they will have a hard time journeying through them. Orange auras will need to realize their downtime is essential for mustering enough energy to keep their vibrant forces balanced. Much like a fire, they need constant stoking to stay as bright as they wish to be. Finding private time to really come down from their persistent energetic highs and ponder their lows is important for the orange aura's endurance. Okay? And so next, we're going to get into embracing your aura. Okay? Okay? And I mentioned the other day, so I'm kind of, I guess, a little speaking in advance. Yesterday I mentioned accepting your highest, truest, purest self. Regardless of what the world thinks of you, accepting your authentic self. Your parents wanted you to be a lawyer, but you wanted to be a musician. Say, fuck you parents, I'm gonna go be a musician. You don't have to tell your parents fuck you literally with your throat chakra, but energetically you can say that and walk away from whatever it is that they were pushing you into and walk your own path that your highest divine white light is trying to guide you towards. Okay? All right. So thank you so much as always for tuning in. It's 4141 once again on the timer. We had that number I think yesterday or the day before on the timer, 4141. Right. Thank you so much as always for tuning in. My name is Nehru. It's 86 degrees. Okay? That's a 14. 86, 14. Okay? Thank you so much as always for tuning in. I look forward to sharing the last of the 12 testaments with you today, okay? And we are concluding that hidden book as secret societies and those who have created the Bible did not want us to know, all right? So thank you so much as always. Happy Sunday to you. I hope you're doing well. Again, today is the full moon, buck moon, second moon in Capricorn. Almost said in Scorpio and Capricorn. There's obviously something about a Scorpio for many of us. And yeah, so be aware of that. Keep your energy clean. Again, I would practice semen retention. Males, females. I don't know if females fluid is called semen, but whatever that's called, I would keep that, I would contain that for the next week. Okay? As we take full advantage of this timing, divine timing, karmic timing, dharma timing. You can't have karma without dharma. So if someone's getting karma, someone's getting dharma. Okay? Thank you so much as always, and be encouraged.